You tell me that you love me, but get mad when I repeat those simple words. Hey, don't get mad at me, you said it first. Time with you feels like a waste. Is that a sign of what we're worth? Hey, don't get mad at me, you said it first. You tell me that we're ending, but argue with me when I say this won't work. Hey, don't get mad at me, you said it first. I tell you that it's over, 'cause I can't stay here where things just get worse. Go ahead, get mad at me, I said it first. I didn't mean to tell you that. I'll take it back when we wake up. I'm just wishing I could take it back. I can't sleep, can't say it if I can't wake up. This is a prison and a war scene. This love is shattered, beat down, cursed. We both know we can't keep forcing, and I don't care who says it first. Hello and welcome. My name is Jaden, or Arranging the Pieces, and that poem you just heard is one that I wrote and is a part of my first poetry book called Maybe Someday, which, as you know, if you've been around here, is a collection of poetry I wrote starting when I was in high school and tells the story of when I was 17 and 18 and was really like the darkest part of my life. And I was really struggling with a lot of things, and writing became my way to help myself cope with those things and start to try to work through them and get to a much better place. And of course, this stuff was all written several years ago. So a lot of it doesn't really quite represent who I am now and where I am with myself and in life and all sorts of stuff like that. But I've been doing this series, going back and reading through them all and sharing the stories so I can kind of retrace my steps and see that journey I've been on and how far I've come from who I was back then. And so then maybe if you might be someone who's struggling with some similar things to what I did, that maybe this can be some sort of hopeful support to you to see how I have learned and grown from where I was back then and help maybe guide you somewhat. I wouldn't at all claim to be someone who is exactly the ideal role model and everything in all those ways. I definitely have plenty of my own flaws and wouldn't say I'm quite at a place or position yet that I'm quite qualified to like be that full on source of guidance. But I think from my own experience when I was at this place, it really helps to see other people who have come from a similar place and are getting to a better place that they want to be. So yeah, this is a bit of a shorter one. It's not one of my most complex or intricate kind of poems I've ever written. It was just, as with a lot of the poetry I wrote at this time, I just wrote for myself just to help me get my thoughts and feelings out onto the page so I could then try to work through them better and see them for what they were, and was a way for me to get a lot of the darkness and hurt and all that I was suppressing inside just out of me in some way. And so often I would just write in the moment just to get out that stuff I'm dealing with. And so this was one of those that I just needed to get a couple thoughts out and wrote into this poem called You Said It First. So as I've said in some of the previous poems that have been about it, during this time I was in my like first real relationship, and as I've talked about, it was really good for me in a lot of ways, and it really taught me a lot and helped me grow in a lot of ways, and I'm very thankful to her and all she did for me during that time. And at the same time though, I, looking back, am very ashamed of who I was at the time and can see now how much the relationship really wasn't good in a lot of ways. Even then at the time, clearly with like writing poems like this, I could kind of see it at the time, but just kept trying to lie to myself that this was working out and that it was right and all that. But clearly I had some feelings deep down that it wasn't right and that this wasn't working, and just really was trying to force it to work and convince myself that it was. So in that first part with those first four stanzas, each one takes a sort of stage in the relationship and the sort of downfall of it. Like, because of where we were in it, I was seeing the beginning when we started and how she was the one who initially sort of approached me and expressed her feelings toward me at the time. And then of course, I then reciprocated it, but it didn't quite come naturally. Like, she said it first, but then when I said it back, it just didn't feel right. And some of me trying to reciprocate and not always being able to be there for her in the ways I needed to began to cause some problems. And then in the second part, as we kind of got a little bit further into the relationship, though there was a lot of good, and I don't want to discredit that, there was also a lot of bad, and I kept feeling like this wasn't right sometimes, and that maybe this isn't who I should really be with, and all that. And she was, I think, kind of seeing and feeling some similar things to that. And of course, that then leads into the third stanza there, where she starts expressing that and telling me that maybe this won't work out and this isn't right for us. And we're both starting to see that, but not truly accepting it. And it starts to kind of create some conflicts. Then in that fourth stanza there, which hadn't actually happened at all, but what I was kind of feeling was that I need to just accept the fact that this isn't right and take that step to say that it's over before things get even worse. I need to just take that step, even if maybe it hurts at the moment and could make her upset and be upsetting to me too. It's just what needs to be done. So I'm like, go ahead, get mad at me. I said it first because it's what needs to be done. But I just can't bring myself to do that. I immediately regret even the thought of saying that and am already regretting it and wishing I could take it back before I've even said it, and am just lost and confused and desperate to figure out what to do about this. And it just begins to feel, as I say there, that it's a prison and a war scene. We just kind of feel locked in together, like neither of us can quite break the tie, but we're not really free, and this is causing a lot of problems for both of us. And I can see that it is shattered, beat down, cursed, as I say in there. And I know that we can't keep just forcing this. We can't just keep pretending and lying to ourselves that things will get better, continuing on the way they are. And I recognize that, but at the same time, I was scared of that. But I knew that it needed to be done, and it's just a matter of who says it first. And so then in the end, I say, and I don't care who says it first. Like, we both see the truth and know what needs to happen, but we need to just actually take that step and do what's right for both of us, no matter how much it may hurt. And of course, that is much easier said than done. I mean, we kept on together for a while after that, and I do think in a lot of ways things did start to get better, but overall it was still clear that it just wasn't quite right for either of us. And yeah, eventually we did come to that agreement and were able to end things, and luckily on good terms. And over these past few years since then, I've seen how both of us have really come to much better places with ourselves and in our lives. And so I guess the main sort of lesson from this poem that I learned, and maybe any reader can get from it, is just that when the signs are there and you can see that something truly isn't right for you or isn't right for someone else, though it may hurt, you need to face that reality. And if there's something you can truly do to fix it, then really take that action to make it happen. But if there's nothing you can do, if it's just not right and you know it, forcing it and lying to yourself and pretending that it's all right is just going to continue to be worse for anyone involved, anyone it affects. And you need to try to just accept it and move on from that, so that you or whoever else can be relieved of that conflict and be able to find where they need to be and where they want to be. And it doesn't matter who says it first. You know what you need to say. They know what they need to say. And you just got to make it happen. So if there is someone who you have some sort of situation like this with, or it doesn't even have to be a person, it could be a thing or like something you're doing that you know isn't right for you, or a habit you have, or whatever the case is, something that you know isn't right. I challenge you to be the one who says it first and find the courage within yourself to do what's best for you and whoever may be involved, so that you can find your hope and learn from this and come out of it better than before. So, anyway, I think that's all I've got for today. Thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate it. And of course, if you enjoyed the video, please, of course, give it a like and subscribe if you'd like to join me on this journey, see more of my poetry and more from this book and my journey and my growth over time. I would really love to have you here if you'd like to stick around. But again, thank you so much. And as always, remember, let your heart be open, even if no one receives it. Say what you mean, even if no one believes it. Live your life like you don't need a reason, because we're all broken and we're just arranging the pieces. Thank you.